getting a film made, I mean, actually getting it off the ground,
Yeah,
it can be such a struggle, you know? Like, you get that initial spark, that idea, but then turning it into a script, ugh, that alone can feel like a mountain to climb. Then comes all the pre-production stuff, which can feel just as overwhelming.
Right. It's true. Time, cost, just getting those ideas down, it can be a huge roadblock.
That's exactly what we're going to dive into today. We're looking at this new AI platform, Actualiz. They're trying to change the game, make filmmaking way more streamlined.
And what's really cool is we've got a bunch of sources to pull from. We've got their website, obviously, but also their profile on Unicorns Club, which is like, this hub for startups and investors. Plus, we've dug into the CEO's LinkedIn, Cody Burkhart. That adds a whole other layer.
Totally. So today, we're really trying to get a sense of Actualiz, like how it works, what it offers filmmakers, and what the vision behind it is, all from these different sources. Sound good?
Sounds like a plan. Let's jump in.
So first things first, what is Actualiz actually offering? Like, what's the basic premise?
Well, their website bills it as an AI screenplay generator. Basically, they say you can take your story ideas and turn them into, like, professional movie scripts super fast. In minutes, they claim.
Like minutes? Like, how's that even possible? What's the magic behind that?
It's this tool they call First Draft. You give it the basic story stuff, maybe a little about the characters, and it spits out a one-sheeter, a beat sheet, and around 30 pages of script. They really push that speed element in minutes every chance they get. I guess it's their big selling point.
So for those of us who, aren't deep in the industry lingo, what's a one-sheeter exactly?
Oh, yeah, good point. A one-sheeter is like a super concise one-page summary of your film. It hits the main plot points, who the characters are, why it's an interesting story, all that jazz.
Okay, got it. And the beat sheet, what's that all about?
A beat sheet basically lays out the key moments of the story, like the big turning points, the dramatic bits, the funny bits. It's kind of like a roadmap for your narrative.
Okay, so from a simple idea, you get all this foundational stuff to work with right away. That's pretty cool. But what else can you do with Actualiz? Like, once you have that initial burst, what then?
So their website lists a whole bunch of features to help you through different stages of filmmaking. One that caught my eye is the AI co-writer. Seems super handy. You can use it to generate new scenes or just tweak existing ones. So if you're stuck, you can get some AI help.
That sounds super useful, but it's not like the AI is taking over completely, right? You still have creative control.
Totally. And it goes beyond the writing. There's this character builder where you can really flesh out your characters, like their backstories, personality traits, even add reference pictures. Helps visualize them better.
Interesting. They're thinking about the visuals early on then, not just the words on the page.
Yep. And as you move towards actually making the film, they've got a script breakdown tool. Use it to tag everything important in your script, like props, locations, which actors are needed in each scene. Essential for planning and logistics before you start filming.
Yeah, getting all that organized can be a nightmare. So that tool basically helps you create a super detailed inventory for every scene.
Exactly. And then all that info feeds into their script catalog, which organizes everything into like a database. They say this is particularly useful for budgeting. You can see exactly what you need, which helps make a realistic budget. And lastly, you can export all this stuff, your one-sheeter, beat sheet, script, as PDFs. Perfect for sharing with everyone.
So for someone like me who might have a cool story idea but feels completely overwhelmed by the whole process of actually making a film, Actualiz sounds like it could be a game changer. Makes those first steps less intimidating.
Yeah, for sure. It gives you that quick jumpstart from idea to something more concrete. Takes away some of the initial hurdles.
I can see it. Okay, so we know what Actualiz claims to do, but what's the bigger picture? Like, what's their overall vision, the driving force behind all this?
Their About Actualiz section on the website talks about empowering filmmakers. Let them focus on the creative stuff by taking away some of the more tedious, stressful aspects.
Yeah, I can totally see that. The amount of time you can waste on just formatting a script to industry standards. It's insane. Time you could be spending on the story itself.
For sure. They explicitly say they believe filmmakers should be spending their money on things like casting, crew, effects, editing, the core filmmaking stuff, not on a million different software tools.
Makes sense, especially for independent filmmakers who are often working with tiny budgets.
Right. And their goal, they say, is to keep creating exciting new tools for filmmakers to be creative. But without making it super expensive, they even specifically say no nickel and diming in their FAQs, which is nice to hear.
That is refreshing, actually. So it's not just about speed. It's about making the whole process easier, less stressful, and keeping the focus on the creative side, especially at the beginning.
Exactly. They see it as more than a script writing tool. It's a complete solution for getting past writer's block and streamlining the whole creative process.
Okay, so that's their vision, but who are the people making this happen? Who's behind Actualiz?
Well, their Unicorns Club profile sheds some light on that. Actualize Software LLC, the company itself, was founded on April 12, 2022, in the U.S. And get this, their team is just 2 people right now. It's crazy small for such a big platform.
Wow, only 2. That's ambitious. Trying to build and maintain all of this with just 2 people, that's got to be tough.
It is. Right now, their main revenue comes from subscriptions, monthly or yearly. But Unicorns Club shows they're thinking bigger. They're talking about adding fundraising tools right in the platform, a marketplace to rent equipment and hire crew, even investment opportunities. So it's becoming more like an ecosystem for filmmakers.
Yeah, like a one-stop shop for everything filmmaking.
Right. Unicorns Club has these readiness levels, and for startups, they've got Actualize listed as validating revenue model with a core team in place. So they're past the idea phase and are working on proving they can be sustainable and grow. And their team, even though it's tiny, has the right skills. They've got film industry experience, writing, production, directing, acting. They've got the marketing and AI expertise too. A good mix, I'd say.
It does sound like a solid combination. So who are these 2 founders? What's their background?
So Unicorns Club names them. Cody Burkhart is the CEO. He's got 15 years of experience and managed a $2 million ad budget. He also built the first version of Actualize himself, even though he had to learn to code with AI to do it. Pretty impressive, right? And on top of all that, he's a screenwriter, director, producer, and even a novelist.
Wow, that's a serious resume. So he's not just a tech guy, he gets the creative side too.
Totally. The other founder is Sean Gloria. He's the product manager. He's got 15 years in the film industry too, with over 40 acting credits, 8 producer credits, and 9 writing credits. A real all-rounder.
So between the 2 of them, they've got a lot of experience in making films and running a business. We also looked at Cody Burkhart's LinkedIn, didn't we? Anything interesting there?
Yeah, Zangton says he's got 15 years driving success for different companies, like it says on Unicorns Club. His roles at a company called 22 Miles aren't fully public, but the fact he lists it shows he's got a track record. The cool part is his activity. He's following stuff about digital signage, AI video generation, startup funding, all stuff relevant to Actualize, right? He's engaged in the tech and creative world.
Makes sense. Okay, so we know their vision, their team, and their plans. But is Actualize actually taking off? Are filmmakers actually using it?
Here's where Unicorns Club gives us some good news. In just 2 weeks after launch, they had over 200 people sign up for the free trial. And those users created around 200 projects. Even better, some people switched from the free trial to paid subscriptions right away. That's a good sign that people see the value.
It is. It means there's a demand for what they're offering.
Totally. And their ads on Meta are working well too. They're getting a 25% to 30% conversion rate from their ads. And that's from people who'd never heard of Actualize before. Their marketing is definitely on point.
That's pretty impressive, actually. What about once people are in the platform, how are they using it?
Well, nearly half of all the projects created so far were made using the AI tools. So people are definitely interested in that aspect. They admit they want to make the AI even better and easier to use, but the fact that so many people are using it right away shows it's a big draw.
Right, it's what sets them apart. They also mentioned that some people are creating multiple accounts to keep using the free trial. Not ideal for them, but it shows people are really keen to keep using it, and people are logging in repeatedly, using it over several days. So it's not just a one-time thing, they're coming back.
Yeah, so even though free trials always have challenges, the fact that people are so engaged is a good sign that Actualize is meeting a real need in the filmmaking world. People want this.
Absolutely. Building something like this takes money, though. What about their funding situation? What are their plans there?
Unicorns Club says they're in an open seed funding round right now, and they've got a breakdown of how they'll use the money. 40% is going to marketing and sales to get more users, 25% for salaries and hiring more people, 15% for developing the platform further, adding new features and stuff, then 10% for scaling up their operations, and 5% each for compliance, security, and their tech infrastructure.
Sounds like a solid plan, covering all the bases.
Yeah, they're thinking about the long term for sure.
Okay, so we've covered what Actualize is, who made it, how it's doing, and their funding plans. Now let's talk about who they're targeting with this. Who are they trying to reach, and what's the main appeal for those people?
Their website is very clear on that. They want to reach aspiring screenwriters, help them get started faster and easier. They're also targeting directors, saying, Actualize can handle some of the basic writing and organization so the director can focus on the creative vision. Producers are another big one because Actualiz can make pre-production way smoother. And they're even going after film students, giving them professional tools to learn with. And finally, they're aiming at any creative professional, no matter what they're working on, who needs help with storytelling. It's a pretty wide range.
A wide range, but they're tailoring their message to each group specifically.
That's right. Their How Actualiz Helps section goes even deeper. They say aspiring filmmakers can get to production quicker because the AI helps with writing and planning. Directors can bring their vision to life better and maybe even stay under budget. Producers save time and get more value because of the automated tools. And writers can focus on the story without getting bogged down in the technical details. It's all about making filmmaking smoother and letting creators be creative.
So removing those roadblocks and encouraging creativity at every stage.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what do you think are the big takeaways about Actualiz?
Well, it's clear they're trying to revolutionize the early stages of filmmaking. They're using AI to make script writing and pre-production super fast and efficient. And it's all about giving filmmakers the power to make their movies, regardless of their experience level.
And for our listeners, if you've ever had a movie idea but felt like the actual process of getting it made was just too much, Actualiz might be the answer. It can help you overcome those early challenges and actually start seeing your story come to life.
And the fact that AI is now playing a bigger role in content creation, it really makes you think, what does this mean for the future of independent filmmaking? Will it become easier for new filmmakers to get started? And what does this all mean for how stories are told in the future?
Absolutely fascinating questions. If you want to learn more about Actualiz, check out their website, actualiz.io, and their profile on Unicorns Club. They've got tons of information there. And you might even want to try their free trial. See what you can create.
Sounds like a great place to start.
Step up your game, join the Unicorns Club. Making it rain, nothing ever enough. Invest in the future, watch it all blow up. Unicorns Club, we taking it.